this future idea that you have within your movement and the Venus Project, we see this wonderful place of the circular cities, and we saw that on the programme. Now, if we could get to that kind of society, it would be fantastic. But the question I did want to ask was, when everything is done like that and is provided, and there's only a small workforce that does need to keep things ticking and working, how do you see people spending their time? What will they do?
That's always a common question. I think the value system as a society will be altered. I think we all have things that we like to do. I think you enjoy what you're doing.
Yes.
It's not that you just have to do it for money. Many people, of course, are trapped in the world of being slaves, legitimately not having any appreciation for what they do, and legitimately so. I mean, there's plenty of people I meet. For example, I was walking down the street in New York the other day, going somewhere, and I saw him at a distance, a man with a little packet of brochures, and he was standing with his arm outstretched. He's handing out flyers, but he wasn't just actively doing it. He decided, you could tell because he'd been doing it forever, I think. I spoke with him very briefly. He wasn't mentally ill. This is his job. He decided to stick his arm out with like a stand, like a statue, and hold it out if anybody wants to pick it. This was his job.
So it was like mechanical.
Absolutely mechanical, waste of life. So you can't say that people have choices in what they do. That individual doesn't have a choice. There's a specific biosocial circumstance which has created him and forced him into a position of that lowest degrading common denominator of labor. And unfortunately, that's the reality. So if you were to... People now, unfortunately, don't even know what they would do for many of them because they've been so conditioned. And there's an example that Jacques told me that I really like. Many, many years ago on an island, you'd have women that would carry harnesses with water, and every day they go down with these, you see this in cultures still today, these harnesses they have, and they go to the river and they get water, put it on their backs like this, and they walk up to their hut or whatever, and that's where they use to cook, and they make a fire. What if someone said to them, hey, you know what, one day we're going to have water that you just turn a faucet on, and you're never going to have to go down to that river ever again, which they did 3 times a day? The woman might respond, well, what will I do? Because that is the nature of our conditioning. If you don't have an awareness of what's possible, then you're trapped in a limited frame of mind. That's what our system does. We're constantly trapped in a very small frame of mind. Limited resources. You limit your possibility is what people are trapped into. Everyone's possibilities are limited and they can't see outside of it. I think people will do all sorts of incredible things. I think there will be a flourishment. Absolutely, they'll invent.
Yes,
they won't.
That's what I think too.
Imagine right now if you took all of the military men on the planet, all of them, I don't even want to know, I don't want to think about the numbers, and you sent them all to school to become engineers and architects and technicians. Imagine how incredible the world might be. Or the other example I use in Addendum, imagine if all the guys that worked on the Manhattan Project, all of them instead worked on creating a sustainable environment, as opposed to a nuclear bomb, which kills people.
Exactly.
Imagine what the world might be.
It would be a lot better, wouldn't it?
People will do what is rewarding on whatever personal level. Sadly, to finish my point, that's been ripped out of people in this system.
Because people are so